pointers in C language. A pointer variable is used to hold the address of another variable. So whenever we declare a variable, the system allocates an appropriate location to hold the value of the variable somewhere in the memory. So look at the statement int I is equal to 10 semicolon. I is a variable assigned with value 10, data type int. So this declaration reserves space in a memory to hold the integer value, and it stores the value 10 at some particular location. I is your variable name and the value with 10 and some memory address. So we use AND operator. The address can be obtained by using AND operator in C language. And in most of the cases we use the format specifier %u unsigned integer, as the address are always positive values. So look at this. So we have two variables a and b, both are of data type character, and look at the printf statement here. In printf, and a comma and b. So and a address of a and b address of b. If we use an ampersand symbol before a variable in a printf statement, which gets you the address of any particular variable. A pointer variable is used to hold the address of any other variable. The basic declaration is data type and asterisk followed by pointer variable name semicolon. The data type of any pointer must be same as the data type of the concerned variable. So look at the statement int a is equal to 10, and look at the declaration int star p. P is your pointer variable. If we write a statement p is equal to and a semicolon, semicolon is missing over there. P is equal to and a semicolon. The address of a is assigned to p. If you write a statement something like p is equal to and a, p must be a pointer variable. So we can declare and also initialize, and both the statements we can write together. Int star p is your declaration and p is equal to and a semicolon is initialization, can be combined together as int star p is equal to and a semicolon. A simple notation in pointers is, if p holds address of a, then star p holds value of a. A very important notation in pointers. If p is equal to and a, if p holds address of a, then star p holds value of a. So look at that example, int a comma star p. P is a pointer variable, a is 10 and p is equal to and a, so p holds address of a. If we use the statement printf %d comma star p, and that will print the value of a. Whenever you want to access the address of a, you can use p. Whenever you want to access the value of a, we can use star p. Look at the second printf statement, star and a. And a is address and preceded by star symbol will print the value of a. So look at this program. A is equal to 10 and we have one pointer variable. P is equal to and a. P holds address of a. So let the address of a is some number 2214 and the address of p. P is a variable. Even though it is a pointer variable, it will be having an address. If the p address is 65530, some address, some numeric and positive value. So p holds address of a. The address of a 2214 is in p. Look at the printf statements one by one. First printf statement is prints the value of a, and second one prints address. and third one also prints the address of A. It prints the value of P. P holds address of A, and star P. Look at the another one. Star P holds the value of A, and P. This is important. And P, address of a pointer variable. So here in this example, we just use 65530. And the last printf statement, as we discussed earlier, address of A preceded with a star symbol gets the value of variable. So %u is unsigned integer. So we have two programs here. One, in the first one we have only one pointer for many variables, and in the second one we have many pointers. So look at the things clearly. Look at the first program. P is equal to and A. P holds address of A, and P is equal to and B. P is equal to and C. In the second program, we have three variables A, B, C, and we have three pointers P, Q, R. So P holds address of A. Q holds address of A. Instead, you try with address of B here and check out the output. You make some corrections here. Q is equal to and B, and R is equal to and C. So in the second program, you execute the program and observe the output, and after making necessary changes, you can verify the difference. So you just make a change. Q is equal to, instead of and A, let it be some and B, and R is equal to and C. So P holds address of A, and Q holds address of B, and R holds address of C. So look at the first program. How many pointers we have? Three pointers P, Q, R. P is equal to and A, means P holds address of A. So if P holds address of A, then star P holds value of A. Look at the next statement. Q is equal to P. The address of A, which is assigned in P, is now assigned to Q. So whatever is in P is assigned to Q. So star Q obviously gets the value of A itself. And R is equal to P. Whatever the value in P is assigned to R. So star R gets you the value of A. The next program is function returning pointers. Yeah, we have a function definition here with the function name min with two parameters PA and PB. The formal parameters PA and PB, and we are returning the smallest of two numbers here. And look at the declaration part. Function declaration is above main int min and star PA and star PB. So we have actual parameters A and B here. So observe the program clearly. Don't bother about the things on the right hand side. First you observe the program clearly. How many variables we have? A, B, C, and semicolon is missing over there. You just make a note. Int A comma B comma C semicolon. So now look at the program. So we have three variables A, B, C, and we have three pointers P, Q, R. A is equal to 6 and B is equal to 2. So P is equal to and B. Address of B is in P. Q is equal to P. So address of B, which is in P, is assigned to Q now. R is equal to and C. Now P is equal to and A. So address of A is assigned to P now. Star Q is equal to 8. So what exactly is star Q? Check it out. So Q holds the value of P, Q is assigned with value of P, and P holds address of B in the earlier case. Now star R is equal to star P. Whatever the value of star P is assigned to star R, R holds the address of C. And observe one thing here, the variable C is not assigned any value. So star R is nothing but value of C is equal to star P. Star P here is nothing but the value of A. Now star R is equal to A plus star Q plus and star of and C, and try to observe the output. So look at the output. Star Q is equal to 8, so that is your B value, and star R is equal to star P, and star P is nothing but 2. Look at the statement, star R is equal to A plus, that is your 6 plus, and star Q, which is 8 plus, and C, look at and C, address of C is in R. Then what is star R? Star R is equal to star P, that is your 6. So 6 plus 8 plus 6 is your 20. So look at this program, a demo of a pointer to pointer variable. Look at the first declaration, int A is equal to 10, and next one is P1. P1 is a pointer variable, and look at P2. Look at the 2 stars. If you put something like 2 stars here, P2 is a pointer to pointer variable. A normal pointer variable holds address of a variable, whereas a pointer to pointer variable is used to hold the address of a pointer variable. Look at the statement, P1 is equal to and A. So P1 is a pointer variable used to hold the address of A, whereas P2 is equal to and P1. Address of a pointer variable P1 is assigned to P2 now. So P2 must be a pointer to pointer variable. Look at the printf statements one by one. And A is address of A, and P1 is address of P1, and we just add 2 more printf statements in this program. You just use printf P1 and printf P2 also. You just add 2 statements. The first printf is address of A is okay, and the second printf, let it be some P1. So P1 means you get address of A, and you add one more printf P2. So look at the last printf statement, star P2. P2 is pointer to pointer variable and holds address of P1, and the value of P1 is 10, and now here 10 will be printed.